this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Pro Football Show. I'm your host, Juice, and today we're going to be doing our Week 1 predictions and our recap of the Chiefs-Lions. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Start out with, I think, the Chiefs. The Chiefs will, I think they bounce back. They have a lot of issues that they need to figure out, obviously. I think their wide receivers are an issue. Travis Kelce coming back will help solve some of those issues, but I don't think it's enough for them to make a deep run this year with the current receivers that they have. So I look for them to make some moves at the wide receiver position. I mean, yeah, like I said, Travis Kelce comeback is going to help, but that's not enough for this team. And that game last night showed it. I mean, they were dropping wide open passes. Led to the pick six because it went right into his hands and he let it go. So it's a lot of those things start to add up, And I think you have Patrick Mahomes and stuff, so you're going to be okay, obviously. But if your receivers aren't going to step up and start making some plays, it's going to be a long season for the Chiefs. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see them make a move. And also their right guard. I mean, they moved Hutchinson inside yesterday, and he just ate with that right guard. They couldn't stop him, so they're gonna have to figure that out as well on their offensive line. Everyone saw what the right tackle was doing, was jumping way early every time. So they got some offensive line issues that they're definitely gonna have to resolve. And then on the defensive side of the ball for the Chiefs, I think that obviously the Chris Jones not being out there, it was noticeable. Not as noticeable as them not having Travis Kelce, but it was still noticeable. I think they weren't really getting any pressure on Goff. Goff had all day back there. But I know their secondary did great, I thought, without their front getting any pressure. They did hold them to 21 points still. 14, I guess, actually. But so their secondary did great. It's just the front. They couldn't establish any pressure on the quarterback. So I think the absence of Chris Jones was noticeable. The absence of Travis Kelce was noticeable. Does it fix all the Chiefs' problems? No, it does not. So when they do come back, they still got a lot to figure out. But, yeah, they should definitely be working on – they shouldn't let Chris Jones walk out the building. And then as far as the Lions go, they look good. Obviously, they look good. They won the game. They got some stuff to figure out as well still. How they're going to use Gibbs is a big question mark. I mean, the dude was on fire, then they'd pull him out. So we'll see what happens with him going forward. St. Brown was a stud per usual. Their defense held up nicely. We talked about Hutchinson getting in the backfield constantly. CJ was all over the field. So the Lions definitely look good. Are they good enough to go on a deep run yet? I don't know. They definitely looked looked like the team at the end of the season last year, where they're playing tough football. So I was impressed with the Lions. They obviously do have a lot to figure out. It's week 1, so everybody has stuff to figure out. So yeah, but I was happy for Lions fans. Man, this is like a huge win for them. We were obviously wrong on our pick. I said the Chiefs would win, but we were right when we said the Lions would cover. They did cover. So we were a little bit right. But yeah, that's my recap of the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Lions. I think it was a good game. Like I said, it wasn't the shootout we thought it was going to be, like I said yesterday. But it was definitely a close game. They just started slow, and it kind of just seemed like no one could get anything going there for a minute, and then they turned it on, and then they turned it off. It was just that drive before halftime from Patrick Mahomes was incredible. The 3rd and 17. But other than that, yeah, it was a good game. I'm happy for the Lions. I still think they'll win the division, like I said before the season started. I still have high expectations for the Chiefs, but I think they need to go out and get them a receiver. I don't know, Mike Evans. If he's not happy, I'd be calling about him. I'd be making some phone calls trying to get another weapon for Patrick. You ain't gonna make a deep run with the weapons they currently have. So, and I don't know what's up with Isaiah Pacheco either. I was wondering why he wasn't playing more. I guess we'll find out as the weeks go on. But yep, that's my recap for the Chiefs Lions. Now let's just go ahead and jump right into our predictions here. So we're gonna start with the 1 o'clock games. First up, Texans and Ravens. Baltimore is 10-point favorites. That is a lot of points. The Ravens obviously win this game, but I just don't know if they covered the 10. That's a lot. That's a lot of points. It's week 1. Crazy stuff can happen in week 1. I'm gonna take the Texans plus 10. So I have the Ravens winning the game, but I'm taking the Texans plus 10 to cover this. That's a lot of points. So yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens win, Texans cover. And then this next pick, Bengals Browns. This is a tough one. Cincinnati's 2-point favorites. I believe Joe Burrow's gonna play. Just divisional games are hard, especially when you're opening with them. You guys know each other so well. So this is a close game, but I'm taking Cincinnati at -2 here. I think Cincinnati's offense is better, but the defense could be an issue for Cincinnati. I guess we'll see. The Browns could be a sleeper this year. They got a lot of talent on their roster, so we will see. But I'm going to take the Bengals here. And then we have the Buccaneers at the Vikings. Minnesota is -5 favorites. 5 points is a lot too, but I'm going to stick with the Vikings here. That offense is explosive. They got a lot of weapons over there. But the defense is a little suspect for me. But I think Minnesota wins and covers this 5 points. I just don't think the Buccaneers are going to have a very good year. But Baker Mayfield and the boys could bring it, but I just don't see that happening. And then we go to Tennessee at the Saints. The Saints are 3-point favorites. I'm going to ride with the Saints on this one, plus -3. I'm just not sure what Tennessee's going to be. Their defense wasn't all that great, but they're well coached, so it's going to be hard. It's going to be a kind of wait and see for me for Tennessee on how good they're going to be. They struggled a lot last year at times. They do have DeAndre Hopkins now, Derrick Henry. The offense could be a little bit explosive, but I'd rather take Derek Carr and the Saints. Derek Carr's got a lot of weapons over there on that offense. I know Kamara's suspended, but yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Saints on this one. Derek Carr debuted down in New Orleans, and I think the Saints get out of there with a win, and they definitely cover. This next one, Panthers at the Falcons, another divisional game. Tough divisional game in Atlanta. Atlanta is 3.5-point favorites. Man, this is a tough one. I'm excited to see this because these are the two teams I'm most interested in probably seeing this weekend on how they're going to be. Because this is going to be a close division race between the Saints and these two teams. Yeah, I'm very excited about the Saints. The Falcons, Panthers. Rookie quarterback. Dang. It's tough picking a rookie quarterback because you don't know how they're going to come out and play. But I'm going to take the Panthers at +3.5. I think they're going to. I think they win this game. It very much could come down to a last-second field goal, but I like Bryce Young. I know they have some questions at wide receiver at the moment, whether they're going to play or not. But yeah, I think the Panthers win. I like their defense. I haven't heard if Barnes is going to play or not. That would be a huge fact. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Panthers on this one. This is a tough one for me, but I like the Panthers. Yeah, give me the Panthers +3.5. And then the next 1 o'clock game, Jaguars at Colts. This is an easy one for me. I'm taking the Jaguars -5 here. Jaguars, I believe, are a lot better team. Got Calvin Ridley and Trevor Lawrence. I am excited to see Anthony Richardson's debut, but they got a lot to figure out there in Indy yet. I like the Jaguars. I think they're a top contender in the AFC, so it's going to be a tough home opener for the Colts. This is, again, division game. Division games will always be tough matchups, no matter how bad the team is. But in this case, I like the Jaguars taking this one home, starting strong here with a division win. Then we got one more 1 o'clock game. We got the 49ers traveling from the West Coast to the Steel City and the Steelers. So that's an early start for them. San Francisco's -2 favorites here. This is a tough matchup for me. I just because West Coast teams usually don't do too well on the East Coast. They got a lot going on here. Brock Purdy's back. The Steelers' offense looks a little bit more explosive than it was last year. Oh man, I think the 49ers are a really good team. So I'm gonna take the 49ers -2 here. Even though they are going away on the East Coast, I just think that they're one of the best rosters in football, and they're going to figure out a way to win this game. So, yeah, give me the Niners -2 here, the favorites. I think they take this one. Then one more 1 o'clock game. We have the Cardinals at the Commanders. I think this is easy for me. Give me the Washington Commanders at -7. I just don't think the Cardinals are going to be a very good squad this year. They got a lot to figure out. They're playing their starting quarterback Dobbs wasn't even on the roster at the beginning of training camp. So yeah, they got a lot to figure out. I feel like the Commanders have a pretty good chance of winning this game by a lot of points. So I'll take the -7 for Washington. And then we jump into the 4:25 games, the evening games. Start with the Eagles, Patriots. I think the Eagles are 4-point favorites. Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles -4 here because the Patriots got a lot to figure out on their offensive line. They just lost. I think their right or left tackle is out. So, yeah, I'm taking the Eagles here. I think this is going to be a rough day for Mac Jones in the office. He's going to have a lot of pressure in his face. I can never count Bill Belichick out. He's been scheming for Jalen Hurts for all off season. So, or at least since they found out what they were playing him. He'll have somewhat of a plan. Their defense was good, but I still have the Eagles covering this and winning that game. And then we jump into the Raiders at the Broncos. Denver is -3.5-point favorites. I'm going to take the Raiders +3.5. I think the Broncos might be a better team, but they got a new coach trying to figure some stuff out. The Broncos could win this game, but I think it'll be by less than 3. So it'll be a close game, division game. So I'm taking the Raiders at +3.5 there. And then we move into the Dolphins at the Chargers. Chargers are a 3-point favorite. That's a long way to travel for the Dolphins for a season opener. They got questions on the offensive line. I'm going to take the Chargers at -3 here as the favorites. I think the Chargers have that offense is explosive. Their defense is pretty solid. They get I don't know if J.C. Jackson is going to play or not, but they still have Bosa, Khalil Mack, all those boys out there. So they got some dogs out there. And that offensive line for the Dolphins is a huge question mark for me. I like Tua. I like their offense, but I just think the Chargers are just a little bit better right now. And then we have the Packers at the Bears, another division game to open it up. Chicago is 1.5-point favorites here. This is another tough one for me because we don't know what Jordan Love's going to be. Dang, a lot of people love Jordan Love. That was hard to say there for a second. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Bears here. I think the Bears win this game at home. So give me the Bears. Justin Fields, DJ Moore, tearing it up in their season opener at home. I like what they're doing out there, so I'm going to take the Bears. Their defense has improved as well. And then we have the Rams at the Seahawks. Seahawks are 5-point favorites at home. Give me the Seahawks all day. I'm high on the Seahawks. They're one of my dark horse Super Bowl contenders here. I think they have a shot at making the Super Bowl. That offense is explosive. Geno Smith is if he plays like he did last year, they're very much going to be one of the top dogs in the NFC, competing with the Cowboys, Eagles, and 49ers. Those are the 4 top teams. So And the Rams don't have Cup. Give me the Seahawks. I think they are going to blow them out. But again, it's wild. Like I said yesterday, it's a wild, wild west out here in week 1 and week 2. We don't really know. Some teams that are good, that look good, are actually bad, and some bad teams that look bad are good. So, yeah, it's the wild, wild west. And then comes Sunday Night Football. We got another division game. Opening up on division games are always hard. We got the Cowboys at the Giants. Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites on the road. You know what? Give me the Cowboys. Darren Waller is questionable. I think he plays. But I think the Cowboys are a much better team than the Giants. I know a lot of people are high on the Giants right now, but I just think the Cowboys' roster is better. They're going to open the season with a win here, though. Yeah, and that's going to be it. We'll do the Bills at the Jets on Monday. We'll talk about that game and the excitement around that one. That one's going to be a good one as well. But let me know what you guys agree with. Who's your favorite game of the week? I think my favorite game of the week is going to be – it's a tough one. I think my favorite game is going to be the Panthers at the Falcons. There's a lot of question marks around both those teams and what they're going to be, so I'm excited to see that. Yep, so let me know what your favorite matchup is, and if you strongly disagree with any of my predictions here that I picked for Week 1. I hope you all enjoy Week 1 opening weekend. It's a time for all of us NFL fans to be happy. Football's back. Your team, everyone's team's the best team in the league this weekend, or at least heading into this weekend. Some of us will wake up on Monday morning realizing that it's going to be another long season, and then some of us will have optimism of the future here. So I really do hope you guys enjoy this weekend. Enjoy it. Soak it in. Football's back, baby, all the way till February. So let's buckle up, and we're in for one heck of a ride this year, I think. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you.